Evans continues his run of starting every Premier League game in the Sunderland goal this season. Ballard began his career here at Arsenal and opened the scoring against his former club when the side drew 2-2 at a raucous Stadium of Light back in November. No return to his former club for former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka, who is expected to be out for another 3 weeks. So Enzo Lefebvre once again finds himself in a slightly deeper central role. Regis feels we're now getting to see the best of Brian Brobby, who leads the Sunderland attack. He's got a 94th minute equaliser in the reverse fixture. New Sunderland signing Nilsson Angulo is named on the bench, having signed on deadline day. Atmosphere of the season here at the Emirates today, and as you just heard, the Arsenal crowd very much up for this meeting with Sunderland. 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League, the opportunity to take an iron grip and extend that lead to 9. This is the opportunity again, as last weekend, of playing before Manchester City.
Brilliant play, the way he comes across here, look at him just back himself in there, create his space, roll into that touchline to get across in, lovely ball. And that's the beauty about having Kai Havertz in the box as a midfield player. He just been arriving onto that with a bit of momentum, could have got a bit more purchase on it, but great start from Arsenal.
So late on Tuesday night, Kai Havertz, I think you can see just how much it meant to his teammates to see him have a moment like that as well, with all the injury problems that he's had. Which carries Arsenal through to Wembley next month to take on Manchester City, and you would imagine it might just be psychological warfare in and around that game as to what it could be for the title race as well. There was a little problem for Mohamed Madueke just in that early Arsenal attack, but he is back up on his feet. So for Sunderland today here, Matt, we sort of managed to get something out of a very informed Arsenal back in November. An Arsenal side that had won 10 straight games going into that clash. How do they frustrate Arsenal today? How do they leave the Emirates with something?
Yeah, I mean, great moments like that there with Robbie, really. I think William Saliba and Gabriel got their work cut out with his hold-up play. He draws fouls brilliantly. He's been alive in the box, he's been a goal threat, but his work on the halfway line has been top. Sunderland are going to need that today, just to relieve pressure. And I think they'll try and frustrate Arsenal and make it difficult for them to get wide and get crosses in the box.
It feels as if Regis Fabrice go at what they're trying to do today with the way that he's set up in a different game, in a different environment against Burnley on Monday. Comfortable victory for them by 3-0. 16 times Sunderland have visited Arsenal in the Premier League. They've never tasted victory. This is a Sunderland side that have surprised us all season long, and they know they have it in them to get results at some of the most testing places in the Premier League. On the edge of his Thierry, so good at shifting the ball in both directions though, isn't he? And he never looked in any real discomfort there. Ball played forward, seeking number 1, had it really bright. Ellen Rowe thrown into the starting lineup so late in the day after Saka got injured in the warm-up. Is Timber. So once again, with the ball, something being actually quite brave. Pushing all the way in, sometimes 3 on the halfway line of Arsenal. United raised so many questions. As we can see, when Madueke, well, he needs to change his boots.
He's going for the Jet Spencer look, isn't he?
One of each.
One of each, yeah. Didn't like the colour combo.
We'll see if that brings the best out of him. Like I say, he was really good, really effective last week. Pumping 4-0 win at Ellen Road again, in which I think the title rival was scored. I was expected Arsenal to have had more difficult in the day, but it was a perfect away performance from them. It was Robbie, and this is the kind of role that he's going to have to play all through the afternoon, getting in a tangle with Saliba, and it's a free kick which is gone in Arsenal's favour. That's a great battle.
Really good battle to keep your eye on this afternoon. Those two, in those kind of situations, it's the foul this time, Saliba, but it could have gone either way there. Robbie, desperate to get his body in, but couldn't quite muscle him out of the way.
He's Declan Rice, who last weekend played his 300th Premier League game already, the fifth youngest player to reach that landmark. Works it out to the far side. Trossard in possession, on his way in field. Arsenal have got plenty in the penalty area here as the cross comes in. And Reto gets something on it. Timber helps it back towards goal. And they're a strong, imposing defensive unit. Sunderland have now looking to just watch that one out to play. Just to point back to that defeat against Manchester United a couple of weeks ago, as much was made of it, a couple of wonder goals from Manchester United, but do you feel maybe it actually did Arsenal a favour? That kind of afternoon came relatively early before the real running starts, and maybe now Arsenal are just starting to embrace what they have in front of them and relishing the fact that they are the favourites to win the title.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta took a lot from that and would be using that in a lot of what he's done since. But you're right, it was an uncharacteristic mistake and two brilliant finishes. So when you look at it that way, it was United's day for sure. Arsenal didn't do massive amounts wrong.
Jesus looks to flip it on, Ronaldo clears it up towards Robbie, and there's a battle between he and Saliba. Goes on once again. Don't look how they're doing a forward of physicality as well. Really struggled to get anything out of the Arsenal centre halves at Leeds last week. It's Calafiori into the starting lineup today. Was the target there, but the pass doesn't reach him. Sunderland back on the ball, getting the run of games now. He's in possession once again. Arsenal player, of course, just has his bearings wrong there as he sends that one out to play. It really does embody what Sunderland's all about, as a really imposing character.
Yeah, I think his personality on the pitch is big. He's a big frame. He relishes the physicality of the game and tries to use that to his advantage whenever he can.
Such a big player in their promotion. Brilliant goal in the playoff semi-final, so late against Coventry. It's been a fabulous journey for Sunderland to found themselves on this season. They come back for the earlier challenge by today's referee, Sam Barrett.
Calafiori just coming in a little bit late here to win the ball. Catches the back of Hugh.
Successful start for Trey Hugh, who has started all but 2 Premier League games this season. Just thinks his shape of Sunderland, and it might just be their best route to goal here this afternoon. Can they conjure up from this situation? Forwards, and Graham has a long look at it. He doesn't get looking to count. He so nearly made the most of that situation. Worrying moment early in the game for Arsenal. Bryant just made a bit of a misjudgment. Here's Ballard, heavy touch, but he manages to push the ball through. But now Arsenal back in possession with Calafiori.
That was a great reaction from Kai Havertz in that moment. What an instinct he showed in front of goal. He was the one blocking that on the line. David Raya coming for the ball. And he's trying to claim it with 2 hands, but he gets the ball, but as he comes down, he gets bumped out of his hands by Ballard's head. Just watch Kai Havertz here. The moment the goalkeeper drops it, that reaction to get back in is brilliant. Super block. Might be going wide, but nonetheless, great reaction.
There from Havertz, he wasn't on target. Right, because it's such a good season. 4 clean sheets, 3 more clean sheets than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League this season. Just been an early wake-up call for him.
It's a tough one. As he claimed it, he got 2 hands on it, had the height, and as he's coming down, it bumped straight onto the top of Ballard's head and knocked it straight out of his hands.
So good here at home this season. 16 victories in 19 games. The only teams that have took something here, Manchester City and Liverpool with draws, and victory for Manchester United that we mentioned. This will be a tough one, we feel, for them here today. Sunderland side who begin the weekend in a position. Siddiqui finds himself surrounded, Timber scrapping away, and the fate. Talby's lovely goal on Monday night in off the crossbar. He chipped in with some big goals away from home as well. He got the winner at Stamford Bridge in September. Scored at Anfield as well.
That game at Stamford Bridge was really where Brian Brobby kind of arrived and showed his strength, his hold-up play, having come on the pitch on that game. It was pretty spectacular, and it was Talby who benefited, but it's not just about goals with this guy. It's also about the ability in the opposition box just to pin defenders and have players running off him. He really does invite that little roll pass into his feet, and then it's up to him.
So then, very shrewd signing from Sunderland, and they've had plenty of them since they returned back to the Premier League stage. Such a busy summer that they had, and there's question marks as to whether their approach to bring some of the players through the door would be a wise one. It's proven to be the case. Relatively comfortable, you have to say, as well. Sunderland 10 minutes into the game. You would expect that from a side which have had such a good season.
It's been a very good start for Sunderland. They've been very solid, coped with what Arsenal have thrown at them, and had plenty of the ball themselves.
Into Saliba there, and it was a clear infringement. Free kick goes Arsenal's way.
The difference of Arsenal this season as well is the fact that they're happy not to have the ball. They really are. You look at the possession stats in most of their games, they're not desperate to have a line share of it. It's about what they do with it. They're happy to defend as a unit and then just get the set play or a good piece of quality in wide area and score a goal. They're not obsessed with possession.
So far through the course of the Premier League season, Sunderland the 4th lowest average possession, Arsenal the 3rd highest, so that will give you an idea of who will be shared in midfield this afternoon. Saying, of course, Sunderland will be happy to absorb pressure and to sit deep and to try and create a few balls here this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. It's all part of it.
In the first quarter, it's a really inside his penalty area as Sunderland managed to get the ball out of harm's way. Now it could be even better for them, but a heavy touch allows Declan Rice to do what he does so well and step in and win possession back for Arsenal.
That's a promising attack, that. They just far too long on the ball.
Madueke, one of those situations where he tries to get a shot away. Things up for them. Just slap it up towards halfway and look for the target of Brian Brobby, and the battle ensues between both he and Saliba. The game to go on by the referee, so plenty going appears in that battle between the two. Superman down on the turf right now, just got back up to his feet.
Saliba letting Brobby know that he's not going to bully him this afternoon. He's really holding his ground really well, the Arsenal centre-back.
With the switch of play onto the thigh of Madueke. Timber. Zubimendi. Quick rise. Zubimendi once again. Zubimendi who got the opening goal. And then a row against the header. His 4th Premier League goal of the season. Here's Rice.
said, on his heels, not expecting the pass.
Just got to run up a few games now. Manueka, the second still a couple of weeks away from a return into the hit in the warm-up last week.
It's an important role that he's playing, is it? Because Bukayo Saka cannot play every game. We've seen that. And he's tried to do that. He did that for a couple of seasons. I think he missed a game for something like 80 odd matches, and then he's had his injury troubles lately. Manueka, important figure on that right-hand side of the field against Bukayo Saka.
Well, they've spent plenty of money, haven't they, Arsenal? They've built up surely the best squad in the Premier League right now. There is strength in depth for Mikel Arteta. These kind of times of the season, the games are coming thick and fast. The time when that squad can be utilised. Arsenal played every midweek so far in 2026. In action as well in midweek with another round of Premier League games.
And that's a lot, isn't it? Every week this year we've had a midweek game. That's a lot of matches. The mental tiredness is probably more than the physical, if I'm honest. I think it mentally takes it more out of you.
In addition of those two Champions League games in January, it certainly don't help that at least Arsenal have avoided playing two games in the playoff round. Stunning group phase campaign in which they topped the Champions League. They worked here by Sunderland and now group to advance for with Diarra. In the middle cross, three Sunderland players in the box as the cross comes in. Gabriel in good distance on his header away. Challenge comes in, it's a well-taken Trossard. He beats into it by Ballard, who really could have gone down to get a free kick, but opts to stay on his feet instead.
Ballard started really well, great pass, breaking the line to release Sunderland then, and then he's just alert to those clearances out. He's enjoying the opening 15 minutes of this game.
They want to put in a performance today at a club that he knows so well. Siddiqui. One of a dozen Sunderland players that were at Super Bowl when was taking place. It really did test the capabilities of Regis Fabrice's side, but as I mentioned, he had to play 8th place in the table and push the ball, but he was certainly on for that.
Objective would have been survival. What can they do? You can do it in a relaxed manner. I've seen them start this game very confident, I have to say.
Settled into the environment well, haven't they? They look to be struck by the task of taking on the way it is. Supporters of Sunderland, it's been such a journey that they've been on, fighting their way to the Premier League. Sunderland really that was likely to be the case.
where his quality needs to be a little bit better there. Madueke, good play from Trossard, gets that half yard, dinks it in. Sunderland with players in the box. Ronaldo nice and tucked in, but this moment here, that ball there has to be better. It's got to be cut back and flighted better than that. The importance of the lack of opportunity you may well get in this game. It is interesting that Mikel Arteta has gone with Gabriel Jesus today. He's clearly the striker that is more adapt to those moments in the 6-yard box than Victor Gyökeres, who's more of a runner in the channel. Has gone with Gabriel Jesus, I think, just for that awareness in the box and that ability to create something out of nothing, which may will be the difference in this game.
We saw that at Ellen Road last week, didn't we? Where a little bit further out, but it was tight on the edge of the box, and Jesus worked his feet so well to get his strike away.
It was almost, I couldn't defend it. He's that good at play, what he did. I just think Gyökeres isn't that player. He'll really work the channels through and he'll play his role, but this guy's got a little bit something unpredictable and special in the box.
Been away for a while as well, hasn't he, Gabriel? He made his first Premier League start since January 2025 in that game against Manchester United. It really was an assured showing a week ago at Ellen Road. Very little away, and the threat that we know they always are on set pieces, but there were some really nice moments in open play as well from Mikel Arteta's side. Forwards here as Alderete assesses his options. Just held up by Trossard, and he's happy to go back to Trey Hume. Swings in the cross, it's dealt with by Saliba, and Sunderland will now have an opportunity. I surely expect to be a Nordi Mukiele long throw, and he's shown plenty of times this season that this is a real weapon at Sunderland's disposal.
They will throw this directly into the box as Hume with the ball. Test Arsenal here. I mean, they're crossing it from deep as well, Sunderland. Hume there, the cross to win this throw in was really deep position.
Well, they outfoxed me because I thought it would be Mukiele. Yeah, it's going to send me too. But it's going to be Trey Hume. In comes the throw, and it's dealt with by Gabriel. That first contact, so important in those situations. Forced to go back to Robin Roofs. For the season he's had by weight since coming to Sunderland in the summer. His long ball forward just had a bit too much legs on it. Calmly into Alderete. Sunderland the fourth worst away record in the Premier League this season. We've only scored 6 goals away from the Stadium of Light as well. I think the Wolves have scored fewer. The pressure was coming from Diarra, but he managed to pop it off to Declan Rice, who helps it along. Jesus. Space is Mendy on the edge of the box. Can he get a shot? Well, he's quickly clearing it out. He finds Rice. Well, Santa Howard just pumps up the Arsenal man.
Top corner finish here from Trey Hume. That could easily be the back, and that is a proper miscue. Decent ball in from Madueke. Nice flight on the cross.
Mikel Arteta knows it as well, but now a credit for Arsenal, and you know just how good they are in these situations. It's not in the first half. Which caused so much confusion. With the towards the front post, and he's deep, and it's scenarios. Into the Sunderland half to the ball to Declan Rice. It just gets bumped away from goal and towards halfway a little. He's stayed forward and he's just trotting his way across the edge of the penalty area now as Manueke picks up possession. Interesting turn on the team company as well. Can he find a way out? He looks to put in a long ball to the front post and he'll get the ball back his way as well. In comes another cross and he knocks it down to Brian Brobby and guess who's all over the back of it? William Saliba manages to find a way out and Sunderland now a bit more room to work something here. Played up the line to find Diarra who manages to pick it away from Saliba who's going to be in trouble here. Referee immediately reaches into his pocket to produce a yellow card.
Well, it's great play from Sunderland, really. They were massively under pressure right from being in their own box, but just got the passes off, got control of the ball, fed it up the line, and it's a problem for Saliba, this one. I mean, he's in such a battle with Brian Brobby, he's now on a yellow card. I think he's just got to adapt how tight he gets from now on, because he can't afford to pull him down.
Lovely piece of skill as well, wasn't it? It was Diarra. And his first start since September in the win on Monday night against Burnley. And Tom as a substitute in. It was a really disappointing defeat for Sunderland in the previous away game at West Ham. Perhaps their poorest performance of the season, really tepid display, and found themselves 3-0 down at half-time. First game, of course, without Granit Xhaka. Treju whips in the free kick, testing delivery, ball bouncing around, comes out to play for their closing problems in those situations, Matt. That's a great kick from there as well. Distribution is such a good part of the way it's playing. Arteta has said that it's changed the way that Arsenal can play. So, which goes Sunderland's way.
That's a great cover from Reinildo. A great spot from him to release that ball with the accuracy, nearly putting Trossard in. Here's the set play. Sunderland have put some good balls into the box. They win the first contact, Arsenal. And then Zubamendi's really alive to the second, but that's great distribution. Really put Sunderland on the back foot from an attacking situation.
Sunderland having to deal with the pressure once again. They've got to play it down right now, and the game is going to have to be paused here by Sam Barrett.
It's just the left elbow. Catches Rafael right in the side of the chin, but he's just jumping, protecting himself as you'd expect to play a two-jump, really. I don't think there's any kind of movement of the elbow into his face. It's just an unfortunate connection.
It's a natural movement of the arm, isn't it?
I mean, he does play like that, and I see him catch people a lot. You know, he certainly sharpens the forearms before a game sometimes, and can lead into challenges with that arm, but I think that one, perfectly understandable where his arms are.
Just taking the opportunity to take on board some fluid and get some instruction as well down below us. A return today to the Emirates for Granit Xhaka, who's former Arsenal captain. It wasn't always plain sailing for him here, of course, but in the world has he been a wonderful signing that Sunderland made in the summer, and just Reece says congrats to Mikel Arteta that should he choose to do so, they feel he would go on to be a very good manager as well.
Would you say he's one of the players that you've not seen a player turn things around as well as what he did at a club where it looked like he was doomed at Arsenal at one point? With the red card and his relationship with the supporters and all of that going on, to come back from that and go on to play the matches he has in his career is just testament to him, really.
He said in an interview before the reverse fixture, he still remembers the look in the eyes of some of the Arsenal fans. I think it was Crystal Palace that game when he walked off.
Dark times for him, really dark times for him. To come back and still be a success story at this club and on further clubs that he's gone and played at, you know, good on him.
Magnificent Bayer Leverkusen team, and he'll representing Switzerland all being well in the summer of the second major tournament. Wasn't too far away. Well, we've seen him hit some worldies before, haven't we? He took it upon himself to have a go there.
I'm keen to see how close this was. I thought it was in from my position. He strikes it beautifully. Fizzes past the upright. It's a great angle. Not far. 3 inches maybe. And it was on just that little bit of space. It was right there. Sunderland didn't get out quick enough and really took advantage.
Yeah, the crowd here, we were just seeing the replay on the big screens at the Emirates. Quite a tense back goal. So, otherwise, the top here, we were watching on here today. Big blow for Arsenal, and we found out that he's going to be out for possibly 4 months, perhaps the rest of the season. Really unfortunate injury, which he picked up. Something now, the free kick in a really promising position here.
It's a bit fortunate that the yellow card had to come out there. Arms are on the player. It's clumsy from behind holding, and the yellow card's given for that.
Escapes any punishment there, Ricardo Calafiori, apart from the awarding of a free kick, and it's another situation in which Sunderland can cause some concern here, and they've certainly done that from such scenarios through the opening half an hour of this game.
They've probably been the bigger threat from the set plays, you'd say, Sunderland, in terms of these kind of positions and balls into the box. They're really asking big questions of Arsenal, how they defend this.
Sunderland's turn to just take their time over such a situation, just build up a bit of suspense and anticipation. Scented by Trey Hume, it's flicked away. Kieli wants to send in across, just took a nick on its way into the penalty area. Sunderland out of possession, but the free kick given away for the challenge on Timber.
He's been everywhere. Lefay getting after the ball, is covering the wide players, he's in the middle of the park, he's pressing, really covering a lot of ground so far.
They've done a pretty good job so far, Sunderland, of stifling Arsenal in open play. As Trossard looks to cross, it's turned behind for a corner. If they can't get you from open play, they most certainly can from these situations.
Yeah, I think he's got a beating of Hugh on the outside, the Andrew Trossard. He's done it 2 or 3 times already. He just slows it down. Looks like he could go inside and then goes down the outside on his left foot. Worst case scenario, he wins a corner.
And talking, weren't we, about Trossard before the game. Most of them got goal involvements for Arsenal this season, but it's the defensive work that he's put in as well that's seen him become a more prominent player than Mikel Arteta. Most of the players begin at the post, as is often the way. The movement comes as well, sends one in, high delivery, punched by Roofs with no real distance on it. By Trossard, claims for a handball.
Went straight into Madueke, wasn't it, that? Looked like a good volley as well from Trossard. Caught it really clean.
Good flush connection from Leandro Trossard, but stopped on its way to goal by Madueke. Trossard in possession once again. Swept out to find Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel waiting in the hands. Just palms one towards goal. Robin Roos to make sure that one didn't get away from him.
That's an assured piece of handling from the Sunderland keeper. Very rarely do you see him make a mistake in these situations. Something that bounces right in front of him.
watching the Carabao Cup final that it was the best vitamins that they could put into their bodies. The fact that we worked so hard to achieve moments like that being magical, the joy, the smile, the energy and everything that was going on inside this stadium on Tuesday night.
Just hasn't quite been right going forward yet, has it, from Arsenal? Got into any rhythm where they're suffocating Sunderland, pinning them in, a few misplaced passes.
Just only 10 minutes to go until half time, and the game plan is working very well. On the visiting side, giving too much away. That it is the kind of game that we expected it to be here this afternoon. So we're just turning into a bit of trouble with pressure and Robbie. So what he wide on that one, slips all the way through to Robin Roos.
Sunderland going all the way in, being brave, really brave. Pressing high, not allowing David Raya the option to get a pass off in and around the 18-yard box and play out. Again, another indicator that this Sunderland team has settled into this game nicely.
Just already said that Sunderland would of course have to show the best version of themselves here today and come to the Emirates with the underdog mindset. They're strong on their killers.
Can't start off with it level, are they?
Been really impressive so far. The team has been playing at a huge level and standing so far this season. A tough challenge for us, an exciting challenge, and of course they revelled in the challenge at the Stadium of Light 3 months ago. Very interesting words from him as well when he said that you have to go and try and get results and believe that you can get results against the top sides, because there are points to be picked up. You can't just set up your season thinking that you can get your points against the teams in the bottom half, and they've shown that with a win at Chelsea, a draw at Anfield, a draw against Arsenal at the Stadium of Light. One thing they really do have, Matt, isn't it? Physicality, athleticism.
Yeah, and it really helps to have that here. I've shown that in every instance of this game so far, certainly with defending set plays and attacking them.
Very good set piece team, Sunderland, particularly defensively. One free kick coming, Sunderland moving Gabriel Jesus to his feet. Sends it long. He's going to beyond Saliba. He's Renilda. He makes something happen here. He's done really well. Saliba, of course, mindful of the fact he's already on a yellow card, and Sunderland have themselves a corner here.
That's brilliant from Ronaldo. It really is. He uses his body, holds him off, and this little chop here through the legs gets the other side. I mean, Saliba's fortunate, just catches his foot on the cutback.
The first corner of the afternoon for the visitors, so can they make the most of it? They haven't scored too many from corners this season, just a couple of goals for them in the Premier League. Everybody beyond the near post for Sunderland inside the penalty area as the corner comes in. Gray gets knocked out of his stride again, and it takes him 4 attempts to take that one. He was prevented from getting Arsenal on the front foot. Yellow card comes out from Sam Barrett. Habib Diarra has his name taken.
Well, Sam Barrett right on top of it, but David Raya there, 3, 4, 5 attempts to grab hold of the ball and then clear foul right in front of the referee. Glad that just shows you the mentality of him knowing the quality of distribution there is so good. He's got to disrupt it and happen to take the yellow card.
Intriguing game we have here at the Emirates. Nice
Look at Sunderland, all the way 4 players back really high up, making Arsenal kick it long.
Robbie with the challenge, and he emerges with the ball as well. Now Tubby play is going to be pulled back though. Zubimendi down on the turf.
Yeah, it's just a clash of shins, or maybe the foot of Robbie just lands on the top of Zubimendi here.
Shown a yellow card, Brian Robbie. Right foot high and catching the shin of Zubimendi.
I mean, I think it's harsh for a yellow card. The contact point's poor, but the bouncing balls are tough to judge. There's no intention there at all from Robbie, and he does catch Zubimendi.
Have just done what they always do, of course, and just skip through the angles, and they've confirmed that they feel that a yellow card is the correct decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty obvious outcome for me, isn't it? Never anywhere near reaching a red card at all.
Final 5 minutes of the first half here as the rain falls at the Emirates Stadium. Feels like it's been raining for about 300 days now in London.
It really does.
Zubimendi clips one up towards the edge of the box and skip through to Robin Roofs.
These are the games where you've got to find something. You've got to find a spark. Arsenal playing, you mentioned every midweek this year they've had a game. You've now mentally got to find some piece of creativity to break this Sunderland team. That's the challenge for Arsenal. Can they produce it?
Sunderland are here to be dogged and determined and to frustrate Arsenal, and the plan is working so far this afternoon. Trosser. That's the strike. Right in this first half, they now find themselves behind. Arsenal able to prize away in front here. You can see
He's a good shot from Gabriel Jesus' right shoulder, and he's absorbing a shot. From that free throw, it does look like he's marginally offside, and then it does go a bit wrong for Sunderland. Ballard there. That's a clumsy challenge, and the referee made a big decision to make at that point, but I think the offside will get it out of jail.
a challenge of desperation, wasn't it, from the Gardeners at Ilden, tandem passing and could have potentially been out of reach for Sunderland had Gabriel Jesus stayed on side and made the most of that situation, or the penalty not being awarded. Confirmation from Tommy Clark that Gabriel Jesus had ever so slightly in offside position.
Now it's risky, it's right on the halfway line. I mean, they're literally playing with the halfway line. Reinildo comes all the way up. Lovely spot here from Havertz to see the run, but just that lead where you see the automated pictures. Body torso, the lean is just enough from the foot of Reinildo.
You can see Gabriel Jesus there desperately slamming on the brakes to try and stay in his own half. But this, the moment which put Arsenal into the lead, fabulous strike.
To hit this first time across your body, it has to be controlled and measured. And the technique is absolutely superb. It really is. To get that kind of control, really
in the game. 5 successive shots in the match, all coming from Arsenal before they made that breakthrough. Sunderland, you feel now, having done so well, just need to get to half-time. No worse off than they find themselves now. 4 minutes are going to be added on at the end of this first half. There's Arsenal sensible here, and they're trying to break the challenges, but play has been pulled back.
I mean, it isn't a game where Sunderland deserve to be behind at all in this match, but they find themselves after a bit of brilliance. Madueke just giving away a free kick there, but I'm not sure that's a free kick, you know. Both players with arms out, competing for the ball is what you want to see. Madueke penalised there.
It just makes the half-time team talk a touch easier before Arsenal on course to extend their lead at the top of the Premier League to 9 points. Who would have thought they won that title incredibly invincibly in 2004, that they would have to wait so long for another, but they are firm favourites to have their hands on the trophy in a few minutes. Given away by Calafiori, Robbie moves it on, and now there's the Sunderland Blues leaning forwards to always working against them. It was a straightforward save for David Raya, who again gets Arsenal onto the front foot. Havertz being rolled forward.
I mean, it opens up to take it on. Madueke's wide stretches the defenders, and that is flashing past the far post.
This was a celebration from Martin Zuccarelli after he got the opening goal, and you'll see him point up to the stands. One person in particular, his teammate Mikel Moreno, absent through injury, who smiles from Mikel Moreno, who admired that finish from Martin Zuccarelli. Lovely moment there for Arsenal.
I think he admired the celebration a bit more, didn't he? As it was for him. Nice touch, isn't it? A real indicator of the spirit of the club as well. Hugely important if you're going to win a title. Arsenal have certainly built that team spirit for sure. We can take a big part of that.
And he was saying yesterday as well that they have to ensure that Mikel Moreno during this tough period for him feels part of it. And it's given them so much and contributed so significantly. This key for Fiore.
So a couple of minutes, isn't it? Good pass inside, and that one he's got straighten himself out.
We're looking for an offside there against Jesus. Throwing sensing something was on there as he tried to find the party run of Kai Havertz. Arsenal have a couple of goes from distance, more than a couple of goes from distance, and of course the way in which they put themselves in front today. And Arteta was saying yesterday that he's not surprised to see an increase in attempts at goal from outside the box. He likened it to basketball in the way in which we now see more three-pointers being attempted as the teams in the Premier League keep things tight inside the box. So we'll have a corner here as we close out the first half.
Yeah, it's just an example of the nuisance that Robbie brings. I mean, it's not pretty way, but it's effective what he's done there. Uses his strength, makes life difficult for Saliba, wins his team the corner.
Real menace, isn't he, Brian Brobby? And this will know all about him as well. The equalising goal that he got when the two sides went head-to-head 3 months ago. So a chance for Sunderland here, very late in the half. They've worked it short to Trey Hugh. Deep cross towards the back post. So Blake has got up over on the far side.
And he just got the wrong side there of the Arsenal defender. Have a look at Mikel here. There's Mendy with him, and he goes back to the ball. He's spun the wrong way. It's not the best piece of defending, but in doing that, it does put Mikel offside, and the ball's slightly ahead of him. But they're dangerous from set plays. They can easily go wrong for Arsenal.
And the players were very slowly making their way off the pitch because that was being checked by VAR, and there was a host of Sunderland players around the referee. But it is Martin Zubimendi's goal which separates the two sides here at half-time. The Sunderland players making their points to Sunderland.
Udah nyala, langsung off streaming. Rumit dan bisa tepat waktu. Lanjut dari sistem cara istri mengejar